We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons of Prime, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Mike playing Transmuter.
Hey.
Curtis playing Sithagua.
Hola.
You pronounced it smoothly. First time in our 8th issue.
Look, I ran a Star Wars game last year. It was the last session before I managed to smoothly get the captain's name out. Taylor as Puppet.
Howdy.
And Zach as Helios.
Thank you for joining us.
And if you watched last session, I apologize. Apparently we were only recording my sound for the first 2/3 or so. So we're going to have to give a review of what happened last session. So which of my players wants to give that review?
I'll do it once I find out where my write-up begins. Oh yeah, issue 7. All right, so we started off by we had been investigating a pharmaceutical plant in Texas. Or we started investigating that. On the lookout for, were we on the lookout specifically for the Mirrodin, or just those superpowered soldiers that we've been tangling with the past 2 issues?
You went to check that place out because on your trip back from the volcano island, there have been news reports. 2 creatures that looked like the Vasilef had erupted out of that thing and wrecked it. That's what you were.
It was the big bad and that was the big bad for season 2,
right.
if I remember correctly.
Correct.
All right, so we investigate the pharmaceutical plant, and let's see. Seth sneaks in. We find evidence of coerced experimentation, and we also then get by
You roboted out there for just a second.
Oh, sorry. We got waylaid by who turns out to be Puppet's mother, who was a superhero on her own right, the Knockout Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She's got Dynaman backing her up, as well as Dynaman's son, Indispensable, another star of this season. Or at least an NPC.
Supporting cast.
Yes. I believe she angrily accused us of messing with her son in some way. And then that's when Puppet identified to her that, in fact, he was her son, and he had not yet made contact with her since his revival from death. That was a big shock, of course. But at least the fight stops, which is fortunate because we were getting our butts kicked, if I recall correctly.
I think she had popped Helios in the face good. Dynaman had missed. I don't know. Y'all were holding your own all right, but.
Okay. Now, the big reason why Puppet had been staying away is because he's not entirely certain that he is Puppet, as opposed to a posthumous facsimile, very much like the way the Al Holland Swamp Thing used to be. Okay. So Dynaman and Knockout Queen are currently engaged. That's why they're together here in this fight. Then we find out that Spear has actually been had this place, the pharmaceutical plant, on stakeout for a couple weeks.
Well, since the attack.
Okay, since the attack. Well, we do find a secret chamber underneath the facility that had a number of people in some kind of vats in stasis. One of the people there was someone, a humanoid who looked a lot like the missing Mirrodin. Um, and we calm him down and let him know that he's been away for a while, perhaps years, 3 years, in fact, because he's been missing that long. It seems that his genetics had been lifted and somehow spliced into the other subjects.
Yep, those super soldiers y'all had fought previously.
Yeah. We catch up the Mirrodin on recent events, including the death of Primus at the hands of the Vasilif.
Oh no, it wasn't the Vasilif that killed the Primus. He had gone off into space. He went off into space to seal that rift.
Yeah, technically the Primus isn't dead.
Gotcha.
He's just MIA and probably going to be a very fun boss encounter at some point in the future. If we ever angered Jason enough.
Hell, you or somebody else. Somebody has to anger me where I take it out on you.
3 of the pods are empty, presumably people on the run, soldiers on the run. And we release the other humans who are there. There are also some people who are either aliens or mutated humans.
I believe
I think one was
once
from
they woke
Jersey.
up. Yeah, one of them was from Jersey. I believe they both identified themselves as mutant once they were awake.
Yes, we find that the scientist who was in charge, Dr. Nelson, was murdered by presumably by the escaped super soldiers. Then we examine the computers there. One of the escaped soldiers was a former CIA field agent.
Well, no, that was one of the people that you had released, because
Oh,
you
okay.
had 3 normal-looking humans that you released that were all, like, willing subjects
Gotcha.
working for the operation. The 2 busted-up pods were the ones that the Vasilif clones, duplicates, whatever, escaped from. I think y'all were hypothesizing that they were clones.
Okay. We find a list of other superhumans who this project was going to try to lift powers off of, including Squadron and Skyscraper.
Mm-hmm.
We also found out that Puppet, back before he awoke from his grave in his current zombified state, he was kidnapped as part of this program as well, and
No, he was assassinated by the program.
Okay.
The car
And then
accident that
his-
killed him was intentional.
Oh, gotcha. That's it. And the transplantation of his organs into other people was part of the broad experiment.
Well, he was an organ donor. I mean, you know. That part wasn't technically illegal. Just the murder.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. After Squadron went rogue, the super soldier program was shut down. The existing soldiers who had derived Squadron's power went rogue, and they're the ones who released the Basilites, I believe we're calling them. We take the soldiers who are here, the ones who were awaiting experimentation, we take with us. Or were they awaiting experimentation, or had they...
They were in the pods. Stuff was being done to them already.
Okay.
Y'all opened them up before they were quite done.
Okay. We informed the police and Spear about what's going on here. And then we take off.
Mm-hmm.
And Puppet does leave contact information with his mother. And she wants to meet Grandma Niece at some point. And I think that will be about it. Yeah, I think that's where my notes end off.
So we come back a few weeks later. Sharon, the aforementioned grandma niece, has had a meeting with Knockout Queen. She says it went very well, but one side of her face is red and a little puffy.
Oh,
I mean, her name is Knockout Queen, so that probably
Yeah.
is a good meeting.
She clearly didn't mean it because it was open-handed slap. Over those next few weeks, your training intensifies, as well as she has y'all out chasing down leads, trying to track these creatures down. They have been spotted a handful of times. There's lots of people like calling in sightings, but as far as something that can be verified.
I have one more note to add about our recap that may become important. We did spend time studying the existing footage of these Basilisk clones, and I believe we got
We studied footage of the original Vasilef and his fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the big fight at the end of season 2 was recorded with drones. A particular reporter managed to catch a lot of that with drone footage.
Gotcha.
And apparently one of the guards at the pharmacy place was traumatized.
Yeah, but Seth
Something
about
about a
that.
shadow monster. I don't know, it's
Oh, right. So, yeah, Seth had some fun with the live soldier who was on the premises. Also, we off that study of the Vasilov tapes, we scored a quality Know Your Enemy with 2 free activations, assuming that the Vasilov clones actually fight in any similar format.
All right. So over those few months,
Yep.
Sharon's
That's
got
all
you
I
chasing down leads.
A few months.
A couple weeks. Excuse me, a couple weeks.
Okay.
And I was talking about the few verified sightings. Both of them were spotted over the battleground from the end of season 2.
oh, that's not.
That was in Turkey, wasn't it?
I forget exactly where the last fight went down. It may have been close to the Russian border.
Okay.
Mongolia, close to the Russian border.
I was thinking
Y'all had an
Turkey
encounter with the reliquary on the walls of Constantinople.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's
Theodosia
what I was
walls, I
thinking.
should say, in modern-day Istanbul. And that last apocalypse beast y'all dealt with came out of Turkey. Came out of a mountaintop in Turkey.
That's a little.
Speaking of apocalypse beasts, one of them was spotted over the island that the behemoth is trapped on.
Ooh.
It didn't do anything, but that island's under heavy surveillance, so they spotted him floating up above it.
Which element beast was it?
Behemoth is the land-based one. It's the one that came up out of the sands in Saudi Arabia.
So it was Behemoth who was spotted.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody was floating. One of the Vasilefs, if you want to call them that, were floating above that island.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't. It was Behemoth's island.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because y'all trapped him on a small island off the coast of.
I don't remember where.
It was close to Saudi Arabia, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think we took it that far.
Can't remember if it was off the coast of Kuwait or off the coast of. Oh, that little spot that does all the fake islands.
Oh.
Dubai,
Dubai.
I think.
Yeah.
Dubai, yes. It was somewhere around that area anyway. It was just a little unused island that was big enough to stash him on.
And Leviathan, we got basically swimming back and forth in the ocean with the planes and helicopters constantly in the air ferrying the artifact it chases
That's
back
right.
and forth.
Yeah, Spear is taking care of that.
Massive game of tag.
And then Zia's the Apocalypse Beast or Armageddon Beast, I forget what we're calling. Of the air, y'all managed. This team managed to knock it into the water, and it went into hibernation.
That's right.
Kudos to Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was spotted, or one of them was spotted. Let's see, where else would be some places that they would be spotted? One or two cities. One was spotted in Barcelona. One has been spotted in Canada, caught on film, so you know for sure they were there. Thus far, other than the destruction at this one lab, they don't seem to be doing much. They don't seem to be engaging in any crimes, other than crossing borders illegally, I suppose. maybe violating some airspace here or there. So Sharon's had you chasing that sort of stuff down. On days off, Puppet, your mother has insisted that you come home.
I'll insist that I'll visit.
No, that's what I mean, for the weekend. She's insisted that you come home for the weekend between trainings and stuff. She thinks you will reacclimate to life, basically, in a more familiar environment.
Does it work?
Not that all this extra family you've suddenly picked up isn't nice.
I think we should go with him.
I'm willing to allow the experimentation to see. Go through all my old things, see what I can remember, what I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, would you allow us to come with you?
Does she allow them to come with me?
I like to imagine that you just kind of show up with Seth that first time.
Can I bring my support shadow brother? And his support feral rabbit?
Yeah, she doesn't seem to care much for original. How do you even get those stains on a cow? How do you get them off a cow?
Well, my adoptive father tried getting an exorcist. It's up to Jason whether that worked.
I don't know if it would have or not. I know we had discussed before that you could probably use a mag light to get the shadow stains out.
Yeah, that might be the next
Or
option.
drag the furniture out into the sun for a little while.
Right. Since Independence Day wasn't available.
It is fun to have a character that's like your dark inner voice. The one that wants, the one in the elevator that punches all the buttons before he gets off.
I feel like that's your character's specialty, one way or the other, which keeps things very lively.
And Taylor, it's up to you whether that's actually working or not. But much like when you're dealing with somebody with like Alzheimer's, where they, certain family members want them in their familiar location because that's, that should help. That is Knockout Queen's line of thought anyway.
Mm. Yeah, it would be kind of hit or miss. There would be some things that would probably spark memory. Still mostly geared towards things that, like, he had been given by the Primus, or things the Primus had, like, made reference to or been in contact with.
She's also trying to put you on a high protein diet because, if you're rebuilding a body, you need lots of protein.
Gotta listen to Mom.
Compare notes of what we've already been doing.
Hey, she is a boxer, so by background, so yeah, it might be like one of those
building muscle.
Yeah, like 10 eggs in a blender.
Well, at that point, I also have to state the fact that not all of my digestive parts are still completely rebuilt yet.
Clearly, that means you need more protein.
That throws her off. What's the best way to build new organs?
Like that's part of the reason why the coffee cup I carry is empty. Is I'm just doing it for the psychological aspect of you're supposed to drink. Let me keep this motion in mind. This is the thing I'm supposed to do as my body gets rebuilt.
She does put forth the ideal of calling around a hospital to see if you can take organ donations. Look, he gave his away. He needs a new one.
Well, I mean, I know what they are. They're working just fine in the people.
I don't think there are any takebacks.
Oh, I mean, no, I could go take them back. Most of them are in people that do not have any powers.
Yet.
Congratulations. Their superpower is that a dead guy can see them. It's not the best superpower.
Season 6 or 7, no strings on me, and everybody's playing one of the organ recipients.
He could be a new Unison.
Organs unite.
All right, this is getting off weird. Anyway, so after one of the weekends, we'll say it's a weekend that Transmuter goes and hangs out with Puppet at his mom's. And Puppet, you're pretty sure Transmuter is your mom's favorite. Maybe it's just that she's the girl. Maybe it's the fact that she's the most well-trained in some ways. Or most, I don't want to say official training, but more like typically trained fighter.
She's the most regimented.
Yeah.
Yes. Classically
which
trained.
fits into how your mother trained herself kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, where Helios knows what he's doing.
You know, she would Knockout
That's
Queen
what
be
I'm
a former graduate of the Oxford Commandos program?
I don't know. Tyler, would you think Knockout Queen trained with the commando, or was she more just a self-trained vigilante that went out on the street?
She was more a vigilante and then underground coliseum kind of person.
Oh, probably not. I would guess.
No, once superheroes started doing MMA, she kind of backed away from the underground coliseum fights because she wasn't able to use her power in her kicks. But back when it was straight boxing, she was great.
So anyway, you're meeting back up at the base. Sharon, as you were coming in, Sharon had radioed you that, hey, you know, she got another list of leads. Hopefully this will, hopefully y'all will find something this time. But by the time you're landing, she has a different problem.
Oh?
Uh-oh.
She's just been contacted by a old friend.
I don't like how you said old friend.
She's like, well, that sounded better than acquaintance. His grandfather was friends with your father. The grandfather was known as Professor Possible. Back in the tail end of the 50s. And she's like, I don't know, mid 60s, I guess, was when he got out of the game. She's like two-fisted adventurer type, very good with technology though. He was the one that retrofitted, you know, the crashed space saucer or flying saucer that's buried up under, you know, kind of up under your base that a lot of the Primus's tech come from. Professor Possible was one of the people that reverse engineered a lot of that stuff for Granddad.
He's the. I'm sorry. I was just thinking he was the reason we can teleport. We can beam up on the sedan.
She's like, yeah, that was one of the things that he reverse engineered. But you know, he's passed away some years ago. And she's saying all this as she is loading you up. You know, it's kind of, you know, suit up, let's go. You know, as she's loading you up into the sedan. But there is an alarm has tripped at one of his old hideout or one of his old secret bases. You know, it triggered. His grandson has you know, got the alarm. While he doesn't necessarily specifically know that I'm tied to any of you, there's been some speculation about you having some connection to the Primus. And, you know, we've known each other since we were kids, so he, you know, at least in passing, so he contacted me if I had anybody I could send in to check it out. Nobody in Professor Possible's family, not that a lot of his family isn't smart, but none of them were that sort of scientific genius that he was. Yes, you know, if his intelligence was a power, it was not one that passed on. The rest of his family is just kind of regular bright.
Does he know? Have any idea what kind of things were stored at this particular base? Weapons, armaments, experimental travel devices, malevolent coffee pots.
He has no idea. It was one of the
Awesome.
labs. It was one of the labs that his dad would work in. But it wasn't his main base. It wasn't where he kept his trophy room. And she's like, before you ask, I have no idea what kind of trophies that man might have had. Considering your dad has a flying saucer out back, there's no telling what Professor Possible might have come up with. I know he did some space travel. I know he did some dimension hopping. It could be anything. But anyway, this base, not the trophy room.
Okay, so
But
after
it
we
could
get this
be
done,
weapons or anything.
okay, so after we get this done, assuming we all survive, could we arrange a tour of the trophy room?
I guess I could ask.
And Helios just settles into a seat. None of you judge me.
Was that Helios who asked for the tour?
Yes.
Okay. Should have.
I mean, if we were in a giant organic living structure, I'd ask for a tour. It's fine.
Everybody has their interests. All right.
Especially, a super trophy room.
Yeah, you need to look at it so you have ideas on how to set up your own.
Exactly.
Starting with stuff we steal from that one.
Yeah, as you said, we might want souvenirs.
See, now that sounds like something Seth would suggest, not something that Transmuter would suggest.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was speaking for.
Sometimes
or was it
speaks for all of
Transmuter?
us.
Was it Transmuter wanting to do that, but knowing she couldn't, so she just suggested to the hooligan brother?
She probably is looking for ways to rebel. Now that she's, I'm sure there's been enough residual effects from, especially Seth. But she's definitely going to be trying to rebel in very small ways against the Oxford Commandos regimental training. We can worry about that in between sessions.
All right, so Sharon swoops the sedan swoops in. She drops you down on this rooftop here. You just drop your means in there.
Oh, we have a map.
Who am I missing? I am missing Helios. No, that's Helios. I'm missing Puppet. That's it. All right.
And we have a turn order. That's not a good sign.
Well, when you get into the calm conversation with whoever's here, you didn't know what order to talk in. That's all. Well, I thought I could.
Where are we? Oh, there we are.
Just 1 second. Well, I thought I could name the individual tokens. Oh well. Y'all just have to be a mystery who this person is. Anyway. So she drops you off having shown you that it's the building over here. Well, specifically this half of it. It's an old closed down shoe repair shop. The shoe repair shop has been closed for decades. But the family owns the building. And and actually rents the other side out to some other small business. The buildings on your side of the street are basically homes, apartments. Where the ones over here with the truck, are businesses. And there's people walking the street, all my bystander tokens.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. There was an incident with the child, some of her toys, and the dog water.
Ooh.
What did I miss?
Alright. You have been dropped off in the sedan
Mhm.
on this building, if you're looking at the map.
Oh, let me pull that up. Okay. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out.
The building housing the base, and the main lab is up under the building. But is this here? Is kind of the top half of this building.
Mm-hmm.
Old closed down shoe repair shop. That the family owns the building. This side of the road, apartments. And then the side with the shoe shop, the rest of that side's also businesses. When you get there, there is a moving truck, kind of a no-name moving truck, backed up to the building. And there is a woman in a white and black outfit, like that partially conceals her face. It's clearly a costume. There's like an eye over on one side of the uniform. She is leaned up against the passenger's side door, playing on her phone. She looks maybe Seth's age, probably a little younger. You know, think 16 to 19, maybe.
Is she familiar to us?
She is not. There are people walking the street. And, like, people that notice her stop and look because she's clearly in a costume. And, like, you know, if you see this woman here with her kid, she's getting ready to cross the street to not walk any closer to the lady, to the truck. But nobody's acting like they're in terror. It's just sort of, well, it's clearly a super person. We don't recognize them. We're just going to stand over here.
Always a smart thing to do.
Yes.
And you hear, like, you hear the little kids go asking if that's a superhero. The mom's like, I don't know.
Probably just one of those filthy cosplayers. I've just angered an entire demographic of potential listeners.
Thanks, Zach.
The views of the players do not necessarily represent the views of the Nerd Eternal Network.
My views are not the views of the podcast.
But that's what you see right now.
I'm gonna radio Sharon and ask, hey, was there supposed to be another cape here? And does Professor Possible have any cape grandkids?
No.
Okay. Well, is everyone okay with me just going over there and talking to her?
Sure.
Go
Should
for
we all go, or do
I'm
you want
not
to go by
gonna do
yourself?
Everybody's like, sure, except Puppet. Not me.
I go down there, people freak out. I understand what my job
You're
is.
the one that shoved your foot under there.
All right. Let's not go all down there in one mass group, because that might trigger like a panic response or something, or make her more defensive than if it just we show up a little bit at a time.
Yeah, I don't mind popping down at a distance.
All right. Helios is gonna. I guess I'll just go and toss my token down on the map.
Oh, you're on the building over here. You can move your token however you want to, though.
Oh, where am I at?
You should be.
You're above my token.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I did not see that. This is a very large map.
Yeah, this is true.
I had to zoom way out. All right. I'm just gonna hop right over here, and then wave to her. Hey, my name's Helios. Friend or foe?
might be here.
She kind of looks at you. We could be friends if you want to. I've seen you in the news, haven't I?
And I'm just gonna start walking towards her and say, "Yep, I'm with the Primes. How about yourself?"
I'm Ionic.
Ionic. Do you know about anything that's been going on around here? But listen, what I'm asking is, are you a superhero or are we about to have a problem? Like, I'm not looking for a fight right now. We're just doing an investigation.
Oh, what you investigating?
Uh,
And she she never stops typing on her phone while she's talking to you. Yeah, but she's not leaning back against the truck now. She's stood up straight.
She's just not into this.
And this woman hearing this conversation is definitely crossing the street now.
Recent break-ins.
Oh yeah, this old shoe store here got broken into.
Mm-hmm.
One of my partners is in there checking it out now.
What are your partners? What's their name? And I'm just gonna take out my phone and just start Googling costume, supervillain, Ionic, and just like superhero Ionic.
You don't get anything on her name.
Okay.
And you'd ask what her buddy's name was. She's like, Ledger, Mr. Ledger.
Mr. Ledger. I'm just gonna open up like a channel to the others and say, hey, could one of you pop into the shoe store and look around for a Mr. Ledger?
I'd like to turn the shoe building as well as that truck parked next to it transparent, if I may. Oh, that would give away that it's a secret base. I'll go in.
Okay.
Because maybe I'll just transparentize the innards so that I don't give away the.
Now, are you trying to go
base.
in without Ionic seeing you?
Sure. I assume I've heard over our comms what Helios discussed with Ionic. Puppet and Seth, do you want to join or
I'll go.
keep? Okay. How about Puppet?
I'll just stay up here for the moment.
All right, so I'll need Transmuter and Sethagua to give me a stealth roll.
Stealth.
So that'd be coordination plus stealth if you've got the stealth specialty.
Oh, I've got it set up. Okay.
You would think that I would have stealth with this character, but I never save points for specialties.
For shame, for shame.
I know. I'm a bad player.
So D6, and her awareness is... obvious. Now, does your shadow powers give you a stealth bonus?
Don't let me lie.
That'd be alternate form, I think.
It is.
Shadow form. You have wall crawling and invisibility, but limited to when you are in shadows or dim light. So not in this particular instance, because it's just daylight. All right, in that case, let's see. She got a 9. So Transmuter manages to slip past unseen. Probably because she's distracted by seeing that shadow zip across the building. She kind of steps over, what the crap? As the shadow zips down across the street, and into the building.
But Stealthy Shadow, or well, not Stealthy Shadow Boy's just right out there.
Was playing a werewolf game one time, and one of the guys could summon darkness around us as we were trying to get to this oil rig. The oil rig hit us with a spotlight, but his power had one little speck of darkness in the middle of the spotlight, light, and this kid could not figure out how they saw us. Because there's a speck of darkness in an area that should be lit up.
Oh,
He was not the smartest person I've ever played a game with, I'll be honest.
I'm really gonna try to quickly bullshit her. Oh, don't worry about that. Okay, there's something I try to keep on the down low. Kind of a downside about how my powers work is that light kind of goes a little haywire, so sometimes you'll see shadows that shouldn't be there. Lights dim, lights brighten. It's not really a good look. It sounds kind of spooky. And, I just gesture at the bright white, blue, and gold costume I got on.
Gold sunburst on the chest. Yeah.
Or possibly it's the early onset of dementia that you're experiencing.
Give me a willpower roll, Zach, as you try to BS her. If you have, I forget what specialty is used for deception. Might be called deception, I don't remember. But if you've got
Pretty sure
like
it's
that,
deception.
if you've got that factors in. Otherwise, just your straight willpower.
Roll a 6. I did not roll a 6.
ooh, you rolled the opposite of a 6.
Okay,
It's a tie. She doesn't call you on your BS. She does not look particularly convinced, though.
half this game is basically just marketing and personal branding, Hey, who does your costumes, by the way? Like, I've been looking for a new tailor. Like, this is fine, but yours looks a lot better, honestly. Like, it's a little bit more cohesive. This feels like it was tossed together in, like, some sort of MMO create a character thing. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Her thumb is file line a mile a minute on her phone again. Oh, Mr. Ledger designed mine.
Hey, cards on the table here. Does the name Bruce Carter mean anything to you? Bruce Carter III?
She pauses like this is a non sequitur. She's completely. No, why?
Never mind then.
All right, but Leisure Domain. Oh no, Leisure Domain. Transmuter and Seth Agua have gotten into the shoe shop.
Yes. Ooh, I see a figure out there.
Inside the shoe shop, you see you can see where stuff has been moved around. Because, it's dusty, but there's bare spots and you can see where stuff's been slid. Drawers have been opened and shut. There's a door to the back room that is open.
All right. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, now that we're indoors, I'd like to transform the innards of this building so that it's transparent. But I would like to keep the outer walls intact so that no one else can see inside.
Okay.
Also, I would like to propose, if I may, tag my better heroics through chemistry ability by taking on the trouble of missing a page of action, basically just having to concentrate, unless I can only make that work as a trouble if we're actually in page by page combat.
Well, now making the interior of the building transparent is something you could do with just your baseline power. You turn it into transparent aluminum or something. That's not too big.
Okay. Okay, so it's okay. I thought it might count as simulating the power of, I don't know, see invisible or whatever, or see through. But otherwise, yeah, I'll just do it straight up.
No, because
if
that'd be
you
like
don't
turning it
mind.
into glass. But if you turn it into glass, the building might collapse in on itself. But
Right,
transparent aluminum should be sturdy enough to hold everything up.
transparent aluminum. I would like to do that thing. And unless that requires any kind of special trick, I should be able to do it even without a roll.
Yeah, you're turning an inanimate object that's not being held by somebody. Yeah, you just do it. It's your action. You just do it. So the back wall turns invisible. The floor turns invisible, or not invisible, but yeah, I mean you can. It's like looking through glass. You can tell there's something there. And you see two people in a clearly high-tech facility under the back room's floor. You see two people who realize, hey, the roof just turned see-through, and they look up at you, and you look down at them. One of them. I keep putting the dice roller in my way. Move it over here. One of them looks like a classic stage magician.
With the hat?
Yes, in the picture, he's holding his top hat.
I'm guessing that's Mr. Ledger.
And let me just zoom in on them real quick so anybody watching has a clue what they look like. So yes, you got the stage magician, and then you've got a large man in green pants, green boots, superhero looking, big bear claw on his belt buckle. He's not wearing a shirt, but he has a lot of chest hair and kind of a tufts of hair up over his shoulders. And he's wearing a green driving cap kind of pulled down over his eyes. He has his beard and his goatee and mustache are also green. They look at each other. They look up at you again. And the magician's like, "Greetings, young lady. You seem to have found us out. Good show. Bear, if you would." And the green guy, or the guy in green, starts running for the ladder back up to where you're at. And you can see there's a trap door that had been hidden under a rug that is now open. And they were fooling around with some kind of big device over in the corner. Lots of lights, stuff's rotating. And they were looking at kind of the centerpiece of it all.
You're so silly.
Well, I would like to announce to our siblings.
And Seth, you also see this.
We should alert our sibs to the two
We
perps
should.
in there. There's a stage magician and a bear dude in the basement, and bear dude is running for us. He's making a run for us.
All right, so let's go ahead and roll initiative. As they have been, as he said, found out.
Ba-doop-a-doop. Oh, nice. 10.
Oh, that is indeed nice.
Oh, 11.
Let me give 3d6 rolls.
I got a rock.
Yeah, 4.
Oh my.
One of them did very well, one of them did very poorly. And one of them did very in the middle. All right. Okay. And I realized I made a mistake. I was fiddling with the dice thing. I forgot I'd created my empty utility character sheet with roll builders built for a d6 plus 1 plus 2 all the way to plus 12, which makes the die rolling so much simpler. All right, but Helios gets a 10. Transmuter got an 11. Seth Agua got a
I got a
5.
2. Oh, we got 5.
Yeah, 5 total though. I mean, you rolled a 2. Puppet got a 4. Ionic got a 12.
Oh, I don't like that.
Mr. Ledger got a 9. And Bear got a 6. Put that in descending order. And the top of the order is Transmuter. Helios, something dings on her phone. She's like, oh. Yeah, I thought you were lying.
I'm not
With
gonna
one
lie,
hand,
yeah.
her hand, energy springs around one of her hands, and with that hand, she shoots at you, while with the other hand, she slips her phone into her belt pouch and shuts the pouch.
Shoots energy.
Yep, there's a gold glow that springs around her hands, and a gold light shoots out, like, towards Helios. So, Helios, I'm going to need a coordination roll out of you.
Alrighty.
Ooh, a 1 on the dice, so she got a total of a 7. You got a 7, so half effect. This is a binding attack. Let's see, which I believe is... That's right, it's coordination versus coordination. There's no secondary roll. I just have to look up what happens on a marginal. I think nothing on a marginal. I think you're fine.
She climbed into my lap. Now I'm bouncing her.
Shake the baby.
This is how we fight evil.
So I stare down my chest, stare up at her, and just kind of wince a little bit. Yeah, sorry. I think you might be in trouble.
Nope, I'm wrong. She achieves a partial hold. But the strength of the binding is halved. So it's a partial hold. You can't move until you break out. You can take other actions at a -2.
Okay.
But the difficulty to break out is basically halved.
Alright, I'm just gonna... Oh, this is mildly inconvenient.
You don't see a substance on you. It's not like you got webbed. It's like just suddenly your feet are stuck to the ground.
Huh.
You don't see anything doing the sticking. But like if you were slowly walking towards her now, you can't pick your feet up.
Huh.
And your cape is like clinging to your back. It's very weird.
He's got static cling.
Baby?
Transmuter, you're up.
All right. Taking a look at Bear beneath us, as he's climbing, whether he's still climbing that ladder or whatever it was. Basically, I'd like to transform whatever he's traveling on to molasses to try to pin him down or slow him up.
Okay. Well, if you turn a metal ladder into molasses, he's just going to drop back down. The molasses is going to start oozing down the wall and fall on him. Ooh, into all that hair. Oh.
Make it honey.
Can I do
Fine.
that?
You can. Honey is not you can't
Yeah,
use
it's
living
organic, but
materials, but organic
Yeah.
is fine. It's like I was telling the guys last night at my Icons game when one of the guys took a transform as an extra power.
Uh-huh.
You can't kill somebody with this power, but if you kill them another way, you can dispose of the body with it. Once it's no longer living, it's not an issue.
Yeah, I like that idea. Let's turn it into honey, see if it has any effect on him.
Damn, Louis.
maybe I'll end up. This ends up as a maneuver for, loves his honey as a quality.
He has to stop to lick it off.
All right, so yeah, well, he was halfway up the ladder becomes honey. He drops to the ground. The honey ladder just sort of falls forward. It gets on his hat. It gets in his hair. It gets on his beard. It gets on his pants.
All that chest hair.
Oh boy.
And he's like, oh, that's just my boots.
Uh-oh. Apparently those are collector's items.
And yeah, he's just kind of like, he just looks at you with disgust on his face.
Also, it is kind of a mean joke, but
And then he's like,
I thought it was funny.
gets a little bit on his finger, sticks it to his tongue. Honey. Is that some kind of joke?
He's offended.
All right, then it is Helios's turn.
I'm just gonna try to break free and just dash into the truck after I break out. Which I'm pretty sure would be a 2-turn action, but you know.
All right,
That's
so
my
give me
turn.
your escape action, which is
Which should be
for you as a
strength.
strength roll, I believe, versus her power rating, but it's half because the marginal success you got on pinning you. So your roll another one. Your difficulty is a 6.
And I rolled a 2.
So yeah, you managed to force your feet off, and once you take a couple of steps, it's like the effect kind of shakes loose. Even your cape lets go of your back and the back of your legs.
It's really neat. How do you do that?
It's in my name,
So-
man. I deal with the ionic bonds of matter.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm sorry. There's a whole thing going on with a pair of maybe clones running around. It could be really bad. You know, there's more important things to be doing than like robbing a shoe store.
There's probably more important things for you to be doing than stopping the robbery of a closed-down shoe store. Think about it.
I mean, there's stuff going on here right now. This is probably just a really bad coincidence.
All right, so it took your action to break free. You still have your movement, though.
Okay, I'm just gonna get up to the truck.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Next up is the magician. He steps over to Bear, finds a clean spot, kind of at the back of his base of the back of his neck, touches him. He tips his hat to Transmuter, madam, and they both vanish.
Oh. Have they teleported or just made themselves invisible?
It could be either one. Zach, you see two people appear on top of the truck.
I wave.
Is
Can you
perhaps
just give up
covered
right
in
now?
One of them seems to be drenched in honey.
Why are you honey? Seth! Why is there a man covered in honey?
Of course he gets going for it.
He had a bear thing going on.
He does
No,
have a
of
big
the
bear
two-
hand, big bear paw in his butt bubble.
The two people who went in that place, only one of them can make something out of nothing. Transmuter, what do you do?
Listen, bro. Like, a man walking out of here covered in honey, that feels more like a Seth thing than a Transmuter thing. She's a lot more serious than that, you know?
Well, it was his idea. I thought it was funny.
Oh, that is true.
Do you see them? I guess you see them then.
Yeah, they're on top of the truck out here.
Oh yeah, the magician ported them out apparently.
Oh, hey, are you an actual wizard or is it just like a tech thing? Because it always annoys me when it's just a tech thing. Feels like you're stealing another person's gimmick.
Like the nocturnal magician.
He's like, I know it does get on your nerve. It does work a nerve, doesn't it? But no, I am a classically trained magician, both in stage magic and in the actual practices. I am Leisure Domain.
Pleasure to meet you. You know, you could be doing a lot more than just robbing a rundown shoe store. Like, actual important beneficial things. Like, even legitimate work would probably just get you more money than robbing this place.
But it has no flair.
You know what? That is the most legitimate reason I've heard from a supervillain before. It's about the style. I'll give you that.
The pop, well, don't do that.
You're new to this game, son, but I believe I like the cut of your jib. Alright, that was his action, teleporting out there. Green Bear's like, okay. I'm pretty sure I know what team you're on. I want to say you're the brick.
That's fair assessment. Could we not fight? You're covered in honey, and it's just going to be weird and sticky, and neither of us are going to like it.
Look, I've had some fun covered with honey before.
Fair.
And you're muscly, and that is my type.
Well, I'm flattered. But no, I'm not really into the honey thing.
And then he steps to the edge of the truck and drops off next to you. And then his hands and his fingernails are grown out and kind of filed down like claws. Though they look like normal fingernails to you. Until his hands start glowing green. But anyway, tip of the hat to you.
A lot of hat tipping going on here.
He goes, I believe you're Helios. I'm Green Bear.
Pleasure to meet you, Green Bear. We really don't have to do this.
It's kind of the job.
I understand.
And then he takes a swing at you. Not like a punch, just like an open hand strike.
Yeah.
Let's see. His prowess is a 6. He has martial arts. So give me a prowess. Oh, finally, a good roll.
Oh, damn.
All right, so he got a 13 total. You got an 11. So a moderate success. He has the affliction power. All right, and on a moderate. Oh, that's a moderate failure. I need a moderate success. There we go. All right, so it inflicts the affliction level of stamina damage, ignoring damage resistance, but not affliction resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Because goodness knows, so many characters take affliction resistance. All right, what rank is that? So that is 5 points of damage.
All right, I can take that.
The affliction continues. Oh wait, hang on, see. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the prowess check is for him to make contact. Then there is an affliction test.
Oh, okay.
You roll the higher of your strength or regeneration.
I'll roll
versus
my
his
strength.
power level. So his power level is 5.
Oh,
So he's a D6 plus 5.
I can beat that with an 8 if he rolls less than 3.
Well, I thought I hit the button, but it didn't do nothing. There we go. Now when I do it, it spits out 2 of them. He tied you. So you take 2 points of damage. Because with the tie, the effect would be halved.
Alright.
So yeah, so that inflicts 2 points of damage. And the affliction continues in the next round. You have to make another...
Another test.
Yes. I'm not sure if it just goes for one more round, if it goes for multiple rounds.
Does it actually hurt, or is it like a physical sick feeling?
In his case, you feel like his fingers just sort of, he didn't claw you with the fingers. It's like the fingernails. It's like he just sort of rubbed his hand across your chest, but your suit splits open where he hit, and your chest underneath it to some degree.
Ah,
And the wounds have got that glowing effect around his hands is around the outside edges of the wound.
That might not be good.
Seth, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, I was going to swing at the empty space where the magician and Green Bear were, but we now know they are outside fighting Helios. So my turn is going to be running outside to join in the battle.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's all the time all I can do.
Yeah, you're effectively changing areas, so
Yeah,
you have to go back to where
there's-
the busted window that y'all snuck in or wherever it was, and
Right.
then back out there. So you can place yourself anywhere kind of out here in this general area where everybody else is.
If I can find my icon, I always have trouble with that.
On double queen.
You're right above transmuter over here.
Can you behave back here?
If by icon you meant token.
Yeah, I meant to.
All right. And after that, it is Puppet.
All right. I've now seen enough strangeness that I know I can hop down. Go help Helios.
Okay. So you parkour down.
Yep. Look both ways and cross the street.
Sure thing.
setting a good example for
Hey kids, pay attention.
our audience. Exactly.
All right. Do you have anything range that you would like to do?
Nope, but I will go ahead and cut my aura on.
Okay.
So that when this guy punches me, he takes some damage.
That's a fair tactic. All right. That brings us to the top of the order. But first, since there is clearly a super fight going on now, civilians are running. At least the civilians with kids are. This guy in the car does not realize what's going on, so his car is driving through the battlefield at the moment.
Oh boy.
This kid by himself sees super stuff going on. He runs out here and kind of hides behind the car where he can watch. People around the corner here just hover around the corner. The guy that was parked here in the red car that the kid's hiding behind tries to take off but winds up smashing into this car, so that's now a pile up. You know, nobody was going at any great speed, so, you know. Nobody's, like, damaged. And then it is Ionic's turn.
Isn't she ionic?
She lifts up into the air and kind of drifts over this way. Hey, is that a real zombie?
We add $1 for every time we hear the question.
No, at some point it will stop hurting me mentally. Someday my emotions will recover from this. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, no. My body does regenerate, so I'm not an undead.
Oh, you just really jacked up. Oh, I'm sorry. That was consistent.
Oh no,
Were you in an
calling me really
accident or
jacked
something?
up is much nicer than well. I was in a purpose.
That like a religious organization or something?
No, it's the opposite of an accident.
Oh, somebody did that to you on purpose. Oh.
There you go. You got it. You're a smart one. The other smart thing to do now is leave.
Okay, wait a second while I think about that. And then she tries to bathe you in that same light she hit Helios with.
And she will bathe me in it, and I'll get back up, and I'll go, please leave.
All right, so it's coordinations.
Out of 5.
That's it. Her coordination is a. She got a 12. Give me a strength roll versus the binding power. Oh no, wait. That's not how that. Excuse me. That's not how that works. I got that confused with the affliction.
Okay.
Binding, it's just the hit that matters. You'll make a strength roll to break out, on your turn if you want to. But
Okay.
Binding. All right. So you got a 4. She got a 12. Oh, you got a 5. She got a 12.
Yeah.
That's still a massive success. Puts the target into a complete hold. The target is fully restrained and cannot take any physical actions except to escape. Note the word physical actions, though. If you have something non-physical you can still do that. And that's her. Next up is Transmutor.
Okay. If I run out, is there anything I can do, or is that just basically my action to get into?
Just like with Seth, I was saying you're basically changing areas, so to speak. Since you don't have any movement powers that give you extra movement. Yeah, you could get out here.
Okay.
And that's going to be about
I'll be intending to.
I'm assuming Seth moved out with you.
Yeah. I'll be intending to raise a wall to separate us from the civilians, but we'll see if I get a chance to do that.
Okay. Helios.
I'd like to give this truck the quality of smashed engine. I'm just gonna spring both my fists down right on the hood, and try to break the engine.
All right. What is your strength?
It is 7.
All right. Let me look at the benchmarks here.
As you know, this is not
So
a
you can
toy.
pick up a tank or a bus. It's about the same as skill strength. Yeah, you've definitely got the potential to do that. So let me give a roll. Give me a strength roll. I'm going to give a roll. Well, actually, I was going to do material strengths, but trucks may have a stat in the block in the back. Let me check. Where are vehicles?
Smash the radiator, they ain't going nowhere.
I know there were sample vehicles in one of these things.
Really would like if they just released a big thick omnibus.
All right, sample vehicles on the GM screen. That may be what I was thinking of. Car, bus, motorcycle, bulldozer, tank, train, airliner. Cars and buses are 4, so we'll say this truck's a 4. So yeah, with your 7 strength, you bring your hands down, just double fist down on the hood of the truck. The frame kind of warps into a V. You put enough pressure on it that both the front tires burst from you doing that. You probably did something to the shocks, because when it goes down and hits the cement, it just stays there when you bring your hands back up.
I probably should have asked, did you steal this, or is this a rental deal?
We stole it from a rental place. Their insurance is probably gonna be in touch with you.
I mean, it's a vehicle rental place. Who's the real thieves here, right?
Yeah, it's fair, Careful, that kind of thinking will lead you over to the dark side. This is Green Bear talking to you.
Oh, I work in tech support, my man. Like, if that hasn't done it, nothing's going to. I have worked in tech support. If that doesn't do it, nothing will.
I used to work retail. I get you. All right, so that was Helios. Next up is Leisure Domain. He casts a quick spell. There is a puff of smoke. Which, to be fair, there was a puff of smoke down in the basement, too. I forgot to mention that. That's how a lot of his stuff works, truthfully.
Is he deploying any kind of notable hand gestures or saying anything?
He did a quick little something, that ended with him snapping his fingers. And then there was a puff of smoke.
Gotcha.
And then when the smoke clears, there are two of him standing on the roof of the van. And one flies down here like they're backing up Ionic. And the other one doesn't see his back's to you, so he apparently hasn't noticed you. And he drifts over kind of over the cab of the car, but up in the air. Like he's backing up Green Bear. But that is the action for the round. Then Green Bear takes another swipe at Helios.
Oh, should I go ahead and roll for the affliction, or are we going to do that after he tries this new hit?
Let's go ahead and do that now. So his affliction is a 5 versus your strength.
Oh, another 13.
He got a 6. You take no damage this time, and that light around the wounds fades out. So he tries to reapply it. So give me a prowess. If you got martial arts, that counts, of course.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about half damage.
All right, so make a roll with your strength for the affliction roll versus... Oh, wait. Hang on.
Another 13.
Hang on. I keep getting it and the binding mixed up in my head. As far as exactly which one does what. Let me look up the affliction again. I don't need using powers. I need power. There we are. Let's see. Yeah, gotta make the affliction check. So, you got a 13. He has to roll with only half of his affliction, though. So, basically a +2. I don't think there's any way he could do it. Okay. So, you feel him barely touch you, but it doesn't actually take effect this time. Come to think of it, I think I can zoom the map in a little bit more and you can still get everybody. There we go. Alright. That was Green Bear. Sethagua.
Okay, I'm assuming I can. Green Bear is still on top of the van, right?
No, he had stepped off. He's on the ground next to.
Okay,
Helios.
hand to hand with Helios.
Yeah, he's on the opposite side of the van from where you are, though you can see his boots under the van, so you know where he's at. And it's close enough that you could run around there and interact with him.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll say, "Hey, Honey Bear, did someone say something about darkness?" And I'll do my Shadow Strike.
Okay. Well, actually, I said something about the dark side.
Did it roll? Yeah, it did.
All right. Prowess is. All right. He got a 10.
I missed.
So yeah, you swing and he jumps back. You just barely miss that honey encrusted, chest hair of his. Puppet.
Right? So you put me in this. What you gonna do now?
I guess leave you there?
You're going to leave, like I asked you to.
Well, eventually. I mean, once we're done. Look, just stand there and watch. Take a load off. Are you sure that's not a costume?
They've legitimately just asked us to get the thing that's in there. You were going to steal, and we probably could have gotten permission for it. This is such a waste of time while we're trying to get something that could end the universe. It's such a waste of time.
Why are you trying to end the universe?
Trying to stop a thing
Oh,
could end the universe.
what thing in that old lab could end the universe? They made it in like the 60s. That's like the Stone Age.
The mid
Nuclear warheads
1900s.
were made before that. They can end the world. Kind of upped their game in the 2 decades after. Anyway, let me try with my mostly decomposed body to bust out of this. I'll try to.
All right, roll your strength versus
Don't think I'm gonna, but I'll try.
versus the material strength of her binding, which is based off the power level. It's not going to go good. You need to be 12.
Got an 8.
Okay.
Nope. That's about how much muscle's left on this body. Didn't expect much.
But do you respond to her last question? Are you sure that's not a costume?
I assure you, it's as much of my skin as I have left.
All right, that's the end of the round. This kid's gonna stay where he's at, watching. Let me grab these random guys. A couple of guys come spilling out of the cars. Other civilians continue their running away. Except on the other side of the building here where they don't know what's going on. And then we start off with Ionic. She drifts down. That ledger domain behind her's like, she drifts down. She starts looking at Puppet really close in the face. Like she's still half convinced that you're wearing like makeup or a costume or something.
I don't like the way she's looking at dead brother.
I assure you I am leftovers of a body and random cosmic powers.
She reaches out and pokes at one of your stitches.
Oh, rude.
About that time, Ledger Mate's like, don't play with an opponent. Well, I mean, well, yes, play with opponents, but come help Green Bear. He might be contagious or something.
Wait. You poked me.
Well, Fiddle was one of your stitches, yeah.
You poked me. It takes 5 damage. I have my aura on.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. It doesn't specifically say attack, does it?
It's touch.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yep.
I know. All right. Oh, right. What exactly does your aura do? I mean, I know the damage, but what is the in-universe explanation for your aura?
It's a manifestation of the power as an aura around me.
It's just kind of a damaging aura of the power primeval. Okay. I didn't know if it was like specifically a decay sort of thing or.
It's specifically under cosmic power as aura.
Okay.
I'm using cosmic power as the source of a couple of powers.
Okay, I got you. And yeah, anything that says cosmic power is probably just the power primeval in this setting. But I got you. It's just a damaging effect. There's no super fancy. So yeah, so when she kind of flicks that stitch, yeah, your power lashes out, and she falls back. She is out.
Her power has stopped? Or am I still held in place?
You know, if Recluse webbed somebody or used binding on somebody and got knocked out, I would say it still worked because his is physical.
Mm-hmm.
But she is increasing basically the molecular bonds of your atoms to, like, you know, stick to the floor or stick to each other. Yeah, I'm going to say hers lets you go.
I'm going to touch my hand to my face and just go, this is the dumbest fight I think I've been in today. Really day.
Even Lizard Domain's kind of like, it's almost a Nathan Fillion gif.
So, sir, I'd like to express to you, I warned her I was cosmically powered.
It's okay. If you don't
She's
like
new. This is her first real outing. It's a good lesson for her to pick up. That wasn't
All right,
anything
fair.
terribly lethal, was it?
No, she'll just be unconscious. I
Very
ask
good.
what you've stolen, so I know
I have-
what we're doing here.
I have stolen nothing. Well, today. I've stolen nothing today. Well, except for the van
Can I ask what you were looking for in
and
there?
that soda. Well, okay, I've stolen a few things today.
Some candy
A device
bars.
a device from a deceased superhero. Old fellow from the 60s and the 50s and 60s. You probably wouldn't know him. Passed some years ago. Stand-up fellow, though. Stand-up fellow. Went toe-to-toe with him a time or two in his later days. Good old classic science versus magic. Put on quite a show.
Are you from like the hindsight era? Oh no, you're a little too young for that. You were probably trained by that era of supervillain, weren't you?
I got my start in the 60s. I have a very particular beauty regimen that keeps me looking so young. And yes, I am from... hindsight got his start before me. Or... No, I guess they'd probably be about... Actually, they're probably about the same. He knows who you're speaking of. Though he's had no real dealings with the man.
Oh, neither have I.
Yeah, I don't
Just-
remember.
He was just in the news once, and I recall him from.
Okay. And then it was Transmuter's turn.
All right. So what I would like to do is to raise a barrier. Let's see, where are there still bystanders?
The crashed cars, the two drivers have just gotten out.
Mhm.
There's
I
a little
see-
boy over here still watching what's going on.
Yeah. It looks like the couple north of him, the adult and child, are they going away?
They are running away.
Okay. And I may actually just, like, since I've got this truck here, I might just move to here just so I can see who may be here. I see these people here at the bottom. Which direction do they seem to be moving?
Which ones?
At the bottom of the map, below pup.
Oh, I see,
Puppet.
right here. They are running away as well.
Oh, that's good. So I would like to form a barrier basically between us and the cars just to shield the two drivers and the kid. I was trying to think if I wanted to.
Something kind of like that.
Yeah. For a moment, I was thinking of making it that aluminum just so that would, so the kid could still enjoy the show. But I think I might just go for concrete and ruin the kids' fun just to make sure that they're fully protected. I'd also swing it around in front of the cars just in case the fight moves down here. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Leave a little gap so they wanted to run away. That way they could.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, they could probably retreat into the building.
Maybe even a gap up top as well.
Okay.
Because these onlookers are making me nervous.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, did you bend your little finger?
Oh.
Oh, my goodness. You're just a little snuggle queen.
All right.
Oh.
All right. So you have protected civilians. Then it is Helios' turn.
Gonna turn to the Green Bear and say, listen, no offense, you are clearly very dangerous, very powerful, but Mr. Ledgermain here is a magician of some stripe. So he's bumped up a few categories in my threat list. Mr. Ledgermain, with all due respect, I'm gonna have to beat the hell out of you right now. And I'm going to pop my fire aura and slug him in the face because I don't want to damage that really nice outfit of his. So I'll just, cave his face in.
All right. So you're talking about you're gonna have to beat the hell out of him. Nature of the profession. Oh. Take a swing.
Another 13.
All right. And he's floating above the cab, but you jump good, so you reaching in is not an issue. Oh. His prowess, though, is not the greatest in the world. So that's a 5. So that is a major success. If you would, give me an awareness roll.
Sure.
Okay. All right, so give me that's definitely going to trigger a knockback potentially. So give me a strength versus his strength.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, you cut out there for a second.
That attack definitely triggers a knockback or a slam, whatever they call it. So give me a strength roll versus his strength, which is his other super low stat. So yeah, he goes flying back here. With kind of an oof.
And what was the awareness roll for?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay. Bad.
They'll never come up.
My strength plus my strength. So yeah, he takes my strength damage and the damage from my fire aura too.
All right. And
Minus any damage
is 7. And what is the damage reduction? I mean, what is the fire aura?
4.
But those count as 2 separate attacks, correct?
Yeah.
They do.
Yes, ma'am.
So there is a scorch mark on his face. Well, Transmuter can probably see it if she looks over her shoulder.
You're good.
As he lands on the ground, and sort of half looks up.
Very old people.
All right, that was Helios. Then it's Leisure Domain.
Ow, really?
This Leisure Domain over here
Not everything can be owl, man.
looks at his other self. Ooh, that looked painful.
Oh, switch you up.
And he turns to you, Helios. Kind of flings out his arms like he's getting his sleeves to draw back a little bit. Says a couple of gibberish words, points his hands at you. And arcane energies, form up circles and runes around his hands. And a streak of light flies in your direction. Give me a coordination roll.
And martial arts does not apply to coordination, correct?
Correct. If you have, I think it's athletics that helps you dodge
Yeah.
range stuff.
Makes sense. Keeps her from being too powerful.
Yep.
Nope, can't really think of anything good tapped for that. So,
10 is the number to beat. You tied it, so half effect. So yeah, 3 points of damage isn't going to do anything to you. Give me an awareness check.
that's a 9.
You didn't feel that blast. Like, not just it didn't hurt you, like a bullet wouldn't really do anything, but you still feel it. Something's odd about that. Like, you don't think that was a real energy blast.
Are you actually here?
Yes? Of course. What a ridiculous question.
Because I didn't feel that, and like
That's
even
just
Matt.
silly.
Well, you
carries,
are
like,
very tough.
4. No. I mean,
And it
like
was-
I did, like it was nothing. This feels like a light show. Is
You don't
this
have
a
to be
light show?
You don't have to be. No, you don't have to be insulting.
Oh, no offense. I'm sorry.
Green Bear is grinning very big, though. All right, so that was Leisure Domain's turn. Then it's Green Bear. He turns around and takes a swipe at Seth. So that is his coordination plus his martial arts, or his prowess. Excuse me, his prowess versus and his martial arts. So you need to beat a 9 for Seth. All right, so give me a
Not so good.
give me a strength or regeneration roll, whichever's higher. Versus the affliction level. So you need to beat a 7. You did. So you take no damage. And you're in your shadow form, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still in shadow form from sneaking in, or failing to sneak in.
So yeah, some of his fingertips pass through the shadows, and for just a second, it's like there's a trail of green light glowing on you where the fingers passed, but then it fades out. Like maybe it could have affected you, but just didn't this time. And you feel something at the same time.
Right. Where I shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. And then it's your go.
I am. The dice are not really liking me too well. Well, not my attack. So I'm going to try another strike. It's like, that's some nasty mojo.
Let's see, this is prowess again, so...
I'm never going to hit him.
He jumps out of the way. And he's moving like a trained boxer. Seth might not necessarily recognize that, but
Right.
if Transmuter could see this part of the fight, and Helios, because I'm sure boxing was part of the Primus' training. This is how you throw a punch. But he's using a lot boxer style footwork, bobbing and weaving and stuff.
And that's the Green Bear?
That's Green Bear.
Okay.
So you get the impression he's probably a trained boxer.
She's at a boxing league.
And then it is Puppet, who is fully mobile again.
Yay. Guess I'll just run up on...
Now he's floating in the air.
Oh, well. I guess I'll run up on the bear.
Okay.
Give him a gentle pat on the shoulder. Nope. Nope. That's a 5.
All right, his prowess. Yeah, he definitely beats that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ducks out of the way of your hand.
Why are you trying to gouge out my eyeball, man?
And he just got looking around. Wow, 3-on-1. Reminds me of my last trip to the Bahamas.
And none of us seem to be able to hit him.
I think we missed a
Sorry, champ.
wisecrack of some sort.
Can't fly anymore, so I kind of have to go with you.
The missed wisecrack was that 3-on-1. This reminds him of his last trip to the Bahamas.
Well, someone's amused.
Someone's getting tickled.
I would have guessed.
Oh, now her hand's getting nibbled on. She's got them delicious little baby fingers.
All right. Then it is Ionic, but she is out for the fight. So Transmuter, you're now top of the order.
Okay, so I'd like to run right just beneath the Mr. Ledger Domain.
Mm-hmm.
And is 2 still? Well, no, this one right here is still active, right?
Yeah, you saw him hit the ground, and when you looked over at it, he was he lifted his head up to look kind of back towards the fight. So he's still clearly conscious.
Okay.
I just forgot to have him do anything, so assume that he stood up for his action.
Well, I think
off.
Gotcha. I think I'll still stick with my movement action. And what I'd like to do, since I've got I keep having to remind myself that technically my transmutation power is not ranged. So starting just the air I'm touching, right before me, I'd like to create a steel pillar that reaches up, encases Ledger Domain, and hopefully, and let me know if this is a bit of a tricky shot that would require a roll. I want to be able to cover his mouth, but still let him breathe out his nose. And maybe encase his body, including his hands.
That would be power stunning binding then.
Okay.
Which
I'll do that.
do.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and just spend the determination since we're in the heat of battle.
Okay. And as long as you get a complete hold, we'll say you covered his mouth. If you only got even a partial hold, he can still talk.
Okay. Let's see what happens here. What will I be rolling exactly?
I guess this would be coordination.
Okay. I should have remembered to increase my coordination when somebody else.
Well, yeah, because you're basically using the binding power. So yeah, it's coordination versus coordination.
Yeah. Oh, this will be my targeted transmutation roll. Here we go.
You got a 7?
Seems to me, yeah.
You got a 7?
Yep.
So you have a partial hold, which, with another partial hold you can upgrade, but it's a partial hold, and the strength of material is only half strength.
Oh, okay.
which his strength is a 2. That part of it's probably not going to factor in and be a big deal.
Yeah. Well,
If you did that to like Green Bear, who's got some decent strength, then the half, that might make it easy to get out of.
right. Yeah, we'll see.
The danger is he can still talk.
Okay. Now it's half strength of steel, which is what I was trying to make. So what I'm reading here is that would basically be as strong as aluminum at 4.
Yeah. So I guess he could technically pull himself out, possibly, if he rolled very poorly and he rolled very high on his escape. But he's liable to do something else. Helios, you're up.
I'm going to deactivate my aura and... Seth, could you go run inside and check that lab again? Just to make sure there's not like a third Ledger Germain still in there.
I'm on it.
And then I'm going to... just punch the bear in the face. In the least sticky part of him that I can find.
I'm aiming for his forehead. It's the only clean spot because he's wearing a hat.
That's an 11.
All right. His prowess is a 6 plus his martial art. Oh, and he rolled a 1, so that's an 8. So that's a major. You do 7 points of damage.
Yes, sir.
All right, minus his damage resistance.
Oh, don't forget to add your aura in. Your fire aura.
Oh, I turned off the aura because it chips away my health, and I'm.
Okay.
Oh, it's tiring.
Yeah.
That's right. It's tiring, and your flight is undependable. That's what that was. All right, you do some damage. You also potentially knock him back. So give me a strength roll versus his strength.
Oh, villains flying around everywhere.
His strength is a 5, so strong, but human strong.
And
6. So that's a major success. So he goes flying back through Seth and kind of smacks into the front door of that building. But not so hard that that he busts through it. And he kind of sits up. Sits up, rubbing his forehead. It looks around, grabs his hat, puts it back on. And then it is Ledger Domain's turn. Let's see here. And he speaks some gibberish words and reappears right next to the column you made.
Should have known. Well, I was pretty much expecting that.
And he looks at you and he reaches out and he kind of thumps the aluminum. Tink. That is an interesting power you have, my dear. Have you thought of doing stage shows?
I didn't have to sell my soul. She cracks back, and I didn't have to sell my soul to Satan for it either.
It
Not
was
that he
more
seems
of a loan. Though he says in a tone of voice that you can't tell if he's serious or not.
Okay.
But that was teleportation was his action. Oh no, actually, his teleportation is just part of your movement, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think he rolled for that. So.
That's a fair point. In that case, he fires a beam at you. Because why wouldn't he? Basically the same thing that he shot at Helios earlier.
All right. So that will be a dodge, or Wait, where's my? Oh, here's my dodge.
Oh, and Helios, I forgot to describe it. When the beam hit you, it looked like daisies were flying off of you. Like there was an explosion of flowers when it hit, basically. Magicians always do stuff with flowers, so yeah.
Are the daisies still present?
No, they faded off as they were hitting the ground.
Okay.
It's like they lasted until they hit the ground and then disappeared. Oh, right, he was rolling versus her coordination. So that's a 5, but he's got something with his. He's got especially with his power, so 6. And you beat him by 1.
Phew.
So you like duck around the aluminum pole briefly or something to. And again, as the beam hits the ground and stuff, it leaves a little trail of daisies that didn't disappear.
Alakazam. Does the other ledger do anything? Does the other ledger do anything?
Thank you.
No, I almost forgot again. Should have kept my mouth shut.
He launches into the air, moves back over here. Let's see. Actually, he's going to fly over the truck and take a blast at Seth.
Rude.
It means he considers you a threat. If he ignored you, that's because it would be because he thought you were insignificant. All right, so he got an 8. You got a 7.
Does it affect me?
It's magic. Your shadow form makes you immune to physical attacks. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
So that is well. First, give me an awareness roll. You need to beat an 8. You did not. You take 7 points of damage from the blast.
Ouch.
So yeah, it hits you. It hurts. It feels like it's trying to push you back. There's the daisies flying everywhere while the beam's hitting you. Let's see. He only beat you by 1, so it does not trigger a knockback. And
That hurt.
The fact that you managed to stand there, he looks disappointed. Oops, I jumped to Seth. I forgot Green Bear. Alright, Green Bear was knocked prone by Helios, so he stands back up and basically moves back where he was to engage Helios and Puppet. But the standing up was his action, so that's all he's doing. Seth, it's your go. Leisure Domain's attacking you. One of your brothers told you to go check the lab again.
Let's see. I give. Okay, I'm going to resist the urge to lunge at the magician.
Okay.
I gave myself a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm going... Somehow, in the back of Seth's mind, he's decided that maybe the magician attacked him because he's trying to distract him from going down and stopping him from stealing whatever it is, the item that they're after.
It's the sort of thing a clever old school villain might do?
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to see what's up.
Alright, so your round is spent moving back into the store. The inside of the store, the outside walls are still solid. The inside are still clear, because that hasn't worn off or anything like that. So you run in, you look down into that lab area again. and lo and behold, there's another lizard domain down there unhooking something from the machinery.
Okay.
His back is to, you're on the first floor, he's in the basement. You can just see him through the floor because the floor is clear. So you can't reach him this round. But his back's to you, so he has not seen you.
All right.
Now, if the multiple hymns share information, he may know you've run into the building, but that's
Right.
that is to be determined or discovered.
My next debate's going to be: do I make Reg grow so I can show a magician what a real magic rabbit can do?
And then it is Puppet's turn.
Alright. I look at Bear. Alright. See if I can't get this body to move right once. And I go for a swing at him.
All right.
It's a 7. The minimum rolls.
Yeah, if he rolled, let's see, he's got a 6 prowess and a martial arts specialty, so he's rolling 7 plus a d6. So even if he rolls a 1, which he did not, he gets out of the way.
Alright, fair enough.
Look, you kids got a lot of spunk. I think you need some basic training.
Does that trigger a free hit by the bear? And if so, would he take?
Oh! 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is a massive failure. Is it a free hit or is it a bonus on the next one?
I think it's a free hit.
You may be right. I may have done it my game last night. The same sort of thing came up, and I may have done it wrong there. Tests or outcomes? Which is it? Throwing a punch. It's in like one particular spot. Combined effort pyramid tests. Nope, hero creation. I know I've gone too far now. Maybe it's in actions. Maybe that's it. Escaping, defending, blocking, attacking. Yes, if your evasion result, which is what he'd be rolling, is a massive failure for the attack, you also automatically hit the attacker with a close combat attack you are capable of getting a moderate success. Okay, so it's an automatic moderate hit. Alright, so Puppet, when you go and take a swing, he ducks back, comes up, pops you in the face. Or touches your face. So
Touches me. Yes. This is all I want.
Gently caresses.
Yes, touch my magic aura of damage.
Alright, so he takes the damage from your aura. Which is how much?
5 points.
How much?
It's rank 5.
5. All right, minus his resistance. Yeah, so he takes just a little bit. Now give me a strength roll or regeneration, whichever is higher, versus his affliction level, which is 5.
I have rolled like 4 1s so far.
I've rolled several 1s today as well. I've also rolled several 6s, so it's swinging back and forth.
We're also rolling a lot more.
Fair. All right, so he got a 9 versus your 4. He beat you by 5. Massive success. Take 5 points of damage.
All right.
And at the beginning of Bear's next round, or no, this was your round. So at the beginning of your round, you'll have to make the check again. So yeah, you got like where he hit you on the face. Your face is like splitting open, with the green light kind of tracing the outside of the wound. And he kind of goes, "Ooh, sorry, kid. I usually try to avoid faces with that."
I'm so sorry, Tarkin.
Eventually, this body will get back together. What you've done is not the worst that I've had this week.
Yeah, maybe this week. You've only been training some this week. All
Hey,
right,
man,
top
that's
of the
real
order.
pissed.
Let's see. Oh, the 2 drivers fall back to the building. One of them just snags the kid by the arm and drags him in. The kid starts screaming, "Hey, I'm trying to watch!" And then he starts screaming, "Stranger!"
Stranger danger.
All right, then it is Ionic, who is unconscious, and then Transmuter.
All right. What am I doing? See, I feel like I can't really. I don't know if I could really pull off a binding attack with no determination points, because ideally I want to at least, I'd have to activate some kind of advantage just to do it. Then another one, I'd like to be able to do another one for the to get a bonus to the roll, because since I missed the last time. So yeah, let me if I might I might just interpose this round, since I need to figure out how I could pull off another binding attack. Hopefully I'll be able to do that by the next page. But for now, let me just be in interpose mode to get in the way of any attacks if they come up.
All right. So you're gonna move over closer to your brothers.
Yeah.
And then just be ready to act defensively to their benefit. Gotcha.
Sure.
Helios.
Yes, sir.
Your go.
I'm a Papa the bear.
Are you? Are you really? Let's see. 7. All right, he got a 12.
Oh. Come on, wasn't it? Try again. There we go.
I've had it ignore clicks a few times today. I don't know if it's Roll20 or my internet connection or what.
And that is a miss.
And that is a major miss.
Oh, okay, there it goes.
That's just what it did with me. When it did it did the same number twice in a row. Very weird. All right, so
You know what?
invading.
Oh, I know what I've done. I just realized what I should have done.
Okay, that's only massive though. This is a major, but not a massive, so he does not get a free lick on you. And then it is Leisure Domain's turn. Let's see, both Leisure Domains here. The one over the truck shoots at Puppet. So that is coordination v coordination.
Got a 3.
Give me an awareness check. Or awareness roll, I should say.
Oof.
A 5.
Okay. So that is 7 points of damage.
Cool. I collapse to the floor.
Well, you're knocked back with this one. So you go
Okay.
flying back. This trail of daisies sprawling out behind you. You kind of hit this wall and glance off it and fall back here.
Oh, could I have taken the opportunity to try to interpose for that?
Oh, yes, you could have. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just get in there and try to use my my power defense.
All right. So you jump in front of the blast, and then what do you do with your power defense?
So I'd basically, you know what? I just these are flowers. Do I want to
Well,
be
it's an
tricky?
energy
And...
beam, and when the beam strikes, there's like an explosion of flowers.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll just I don't know, maybe a prism that just diffuses the energy into like harmless spectrum.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
It might be.
Okay, let's find out.
If you roll high enough, it can be.
What did I roll here?
You rolled a 13,
All right.
and that beat the initial 10 that he rolled to hit. So sure enough, the light does spiral out. Though where it's striking the prism, you still have the whole daisy things floating around.
Cool.
Now the big daisy or the big prism structure you make, you know, from the strength of the lick, it slides back slightly, so you can tell there's some physical force.
So it's not just coherent light.
But yes, you have defended puppet.
Yay.
Then the other leisure domain is shooting at you.
Aha.
Six. Okay.
Go.
See, and this one, I
Rolls
guess
a
I'll just.
7 to try to hit you.
Okay, I guess this is just a straight up dodge.
Yeah, be coordination plus if you've got athletics or acrobatics or whatever it's called.
I do have athletics.
Okay. So you beat him. You beat him by 2. So yeah, you get out of the way of it.
Phew.
With those 2 blasts, Barry just shakes his head. Helios, he tells you, you guys are tearing him up. He wants to make his pushing daisies line. He wants to use pushing daisies line, but he has to push you with the daisies first.
That's actually. I'm gonna lean in a little bit closer and. Terrible line. I'm so sorry that you have to put up with that. And lean back up. That's a brilliant line.
Oh, it's fine. I love
fair.
puns.
Think I've pushed enough daisies for one time.
Aw.
So that's Leisure Domain's turn. Then it's Bear's turn.
Wait, what about my leisure domain? I should.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
The,
leisure free.
He
The,
has put this big centerpiece of this machine. He pulls it loose.
Who is no doubt the real leisure domain.
So yeah, he pulls it loose. He turns around. He looks up. He sees a humanoid shadow standing, up one floor, but through the clear floor. And you see him kind of go. You can't hear him, but you see him kind of go, "Oh."
That's right. Oh.
But it was his action to finish taking the machine apart and pull out the piece he wanted. And then it's your go, Seth.
I am going to try Shadow Strike again. However, I am going to use Unhinged Okie Redneck to boost my attack,
Okay.
which will be...
All right, so you run, and so I'm assuming you run and hop down
Yeah,
the
yeah.
little trap door. So yeah, getting to him's not a problem. It's not a hard.
Dang it, that's not my role. I didn't do my modifiers.
Okay.
Hit the wrong thing. My bad.
But this is your Shadow Strike ultimately that you're using?
Yeah. We'll take that.
All right.
Wait. No. I rolled the wrong sided die. That was a 20-sided die.
Yeah, 15 is pretty hard to get in this game.
But it would have been a massive success.
Oh, it would have been. Super massive ultra success. All right, so you rolled a 10.
It's like an anime.
Icons could probably do anime stuff pretty well.
Oh yeah, very easily.
All right, so this is a prowess. Oh, this poor man. Give yourself a determination point because Ledger Domain is going to tap one of his qualities. Stage Magician, so he tries to use misdirection to get out of the way. You know, kind of flicks his cape up and then dodges a different way. While still holding the device in like one arm.
Right.
Alright, so his prowess is a 2. +2 for giving himself advantage. Nothing in his specialties are going to help him.
Choke.
6.
He choked!
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he rolled a 2 on the dice, so yeah, that's not a great. So that's a massive success for you. And this is your claw power, so how much damage does it do?
Shadow Strike is rank 8.
Alright. He takes some damage. There is no need for you to make an awareness check. Make of that what you will. There is resistance before you manage to cut into his clothing any, though. He's clearly got some sort of defense up. Like, oh, I see you're one of those vicious ones. It's like the 90s all over again. Every team had to have one.
He is totally a 90s character. Just
It's like
the
Image
the
Comics.
Curtis
Everybody
version.
had their Wolverine knockoff.
Mm-hmm. And the Psylocke knockoff and the Cyclops knockoff.
Yeah, for some reason you just turn your character Oriental.
We know the reason. It rhymes with Bimbley. Sorry. Anyway.
Man can draw like nobody's business. Just don't ask him to
Yeah, you
write.
can.
Just don't ask him to write or run a comic company.
No,
Not so good at that.
But boy, is that what he wants to do.
mm,
We all have the dreams that we know we can never truly achieve. It's just no one can tell him no.
Leave me in a room with him. All right. That's not a threat of violence. That just means I would tell him no. That's all I meant.
This is for the new 52.
oh boy.
Y'all would get a phone call from me. I'm in the room with Jim Lee. Should I ask him for an autograph or kick him and run?
Have you seen his new 52 Orion design that got rejected?
Oh, God.
No,
I didn't know
it's
anything
just-
got rejected.
It's just Wolverine wearing Orion's helmet.
Ugh. The only characters that got to keep their costumes were his characters. Any of his old Gene 13 or somebody that got pulled in. So I think by the time he pulled in Warblade, I think he did change him. All right. Enough criticizing people that made far more money off of comics than I ever will.
Right.
All right, so that was Seth. Puppet, you're up.
At least I heard him. I
Yes,
heard
yes, you
somebody this game.
Yeah. And not just emotionally.
I was going to say psychologically, but both of those work.
I cut my aura off. I turned to look at Helios and went, got it from here, champ, and I put a force field on him.
Okay.
I take 2 steps, start walking towards the Asher that's still hovering in the air.
The nature of his... I'm going to say with the nature of Bear's affliction field that a force shield will protect you from it. So,
Oh wait,
that may actually be in the write-up.
I have to do a check on the affliction I have first.
Oh, by the way,
that's
guys, this is probably the real deal I'm fighting. And his next turn, I'll bet I'm not going to get another swing at him. I'll bet he teleports out with whatever they're after.
No.
The little gizmo. Or the big gizmo.
Alright, so you need to beat a 9 on a strength or a regeneration check.
An 8.
Ah, so close. So you take another 5 points of damage.
Cool. I turn and look at Helios. I think you got it, and I collapse to the floor.
I'll have to get him one of the sippy cups after this is one of the juice boxes after this is over.
And you see Bear, when he hits the ground, you see Bear look over at him, kind of squint his eyes a little bit, and the green light on his face fades out. And then it is Transmuter. And Seth has said over the radio that he thinks he's fighting the real Legerdemain.
Yeah.
Well, what was the effect of the massive success on him?
Oh, that's right.
Or was it a massive success?
What do your Shadow Claws do? Is it a... let me look it up. Damage...
It's slashing damage.
Okay. So that would be a killing attack. So yeah, he does need to make a roll on something then. Alright. Alright, what is the full damage of your power?
8.
Alright, give me a d6 plus 8. Oh, versus his strength. This is not going to go well for the old man. Not that he looks like a particularly old man, he just dresses like a particularly old man.
I didn't roll very high, though.
Yeah, but that's a 10. He's got a 2 strength, so I don't see where any of his qualities are going to help here. So you beat him by 2. So on a moderate success, reduces the target's stamina to 0 and renders the character unconscious. So actually, when you clawed him, he went down.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's not bleeding out or anything like that.
No.
He just went down. And the
Is he
other two
unconscious?
And the other two
Oh, wow.
disappear.
Nice.
You basically see both of them kind of go, oh, and then they go poof.
Sweet.
And Bear just kind of looks up, and the tables have turned.
Oh my goodness.
He looks at Helios. Well, looks like it's 2-1 now.
Hey. Where'd she go?
And then it is Transmuter's turn.
Where'd she go? Oh my goodness. There's another.
So Green Bear's gonna
Where'd she go?
he's gonna hate me for this.
There she is.
I'd like to can I form a giant wicker picnic basket around
It's the snare power, so go ahead.
A giant
I'm gonna trap him in a giant wicker picnic basket.
Is it actually going to be made of wicker or just look like wicker?
Because
Because if it's wicker, he'll be able to just knock right through. Probably just be able to tear through that.
that's true. Let's make it. Yeah, I guess I could try to make it. Well, I could go as high as steel. But can I make it look like wicker? Or is that too tricky?
We'll let you color the outside.
Okay.
It's steel with a little bit of paint.
Oh, I'll do that.
All right.
I guess I still have to. I still have to roll to actually engage him?
Yes, like I said, you had a power step for the binding. Unless you got binding.
Oh, that's right. This is a binding thing.
So,
no,
you can take
you
a
know
little
what?
trouble if you wanted to.
Where'd she go?
I feel like it should be. This might be a little too abstract, but I don't know. Maybe some kind of trouble related to the shame she feels for being so.
So childish.
Yeah, because she's definitely indulging her inner imp that's never been indulged before in her life.
We'll give you like a -2 on like your next action.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Or even like a lost page if I just like.
That's fine. But if you want to do that, we'll do that. Just the next round, you don't do anything.
Okay, but I still have to roll, right?
Yes.
All right.
Skill coordination versus coordination.
Targeted transmutation.
Bear's coordination is okay, but not as good as his prowess.
Oh,
All right, you tied.
maybe it is a wicker basket after all.
So you've got him in a partial hold. So the wicker basket forms around him, but it's not as big as you intended. So he's like standing up, that kind of hatch on one side. He's like standing up part way out of it. So he's at -2 to swing at somebody, but he can still swing at somebody. But he can't move from his location.
Almost like he was wearing a wicker basket costume.
Almost, except like I said, he can't walk because he's standing on the thing.
Gotcha.
It's like, what the hell?
But it's only half the strength of steel if he tries to tear through it.
Yeah.
But as we established before, he's strong, but normal human strong.
Yeah, siblings, feel free to shoot disapproving looks my way.
Or approving
I won't.
ones.
Your choice.
Bear just rolls his eye. Oh, you're going to run this into the ground.
Poor bear.
Then it is Helios's turn.
On one hand, I would apologize for my siblings' antics. On the other hand, I point to Puppet. I'm gonna pick after I broke the car. Broke the truck? Did any of the wheels pop off?
The front 2 wheels burst, but they didn't roll off.
Could I rip off one of the hubcaps and just start beating him with it?
Oh yeah, no problem.
All right.
You're strong enough. That's not even really a thing. Just,
That is exactly what I'm gonna do.
all right, so that's an 8. I guess I do need to roll for him, don't I? His prowess is
I really
6.
can't see my martial arts being employed to this. So.
It's for martial arts is kind of loose. It counts for any kind of physical fighting. I mean, imagine Jackie Chan.
Okay, then I guess
fights with anything in his hand.
I guess that would be an 11, but I'll leave up whether that's applicable to you.
All right, how's an 11? You rolled an 8. Or is my thing not updated?
I also see an 8.
Yeah, I'm just seeing my roll.
Well, you said an 11.
Yes, sir.
Where? Because I'm saying an 8 as your roll.
Oh no. If I If you applied my martial arts, then it would be an 11. But I'll leave it up to you whether or not to apply it.
Oh, your martial arts. You've got the master level of that.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Yes. Okay, then yes, you are dealing with an 11. Let me roll for bear.
I apologize for the confusion.
Oh no, that's fine. He got a 10. You beat him by 1.
So that would be half damage. So he takes 3.
No, he beat you by 1.
Oh, beat me by 1.
I mean,
okay.
you beat him by 1. Apparently, none of us can talk today.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, so 7 minus his... Your strength is 7, right?
Yes, sir.
Minus his resistance. Yeah, he's starting to look a little beat up. Then it's his turn. And where he's standing there, kind of chest out of the picnic basket, the little drop down latch hood part, kind of over his head or back behind him. He ducks down all the way into the picnic basket unless the lid slams shut. And then you hear movement inside. But you don't know what's going on. Sethagua, you are downstairs with an unconscious old guy.
I think I'm going to grab the unconscious old guy and start carrying him upstairs, I guess.
Okay. There's no ladder to let you get out of this basement area.
Oh.
It got
that's
turned
right.
into honey. There's just a puddle of honey over there where it was.
Yeah, I'm stuck, aren't I?
Oops.
I really don't want to leave him unguarded. I think that would be a bad idea.
Could Reg fly him up?
Curtis has given Reg wings before.
Yeah, I guess you could. Because I can adjust him. I'll spend a turn.
Or make Reg big and he just kind of hands the two of you up through the door.
Yeah,
I'll
spend a turn making Reg big to be active and then get me up there.
Okay.
But I don't want to leave this guy and the gizmo unattended. I think that's a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. All right, so deploying Reg, you managed to get yourself back upstairs with the old man, with the device. And the device looks like a crystal with moving mechanical parts inside. The parts are not moving once Leisure Domain unhooked it from the rest of the machinery, though.
I found our first.
It's depowered at the moment.
I found our first trophy.
Puppet is unconscious. Then it's the top of the order.
Whoa, hold on there, champ. I stand up.
Oh, that's right. That whole
I
immortality.
got dropped to 0. I get to stand back up at 1.
All right. All right. So that's your action to stand up.
Yep.
You wake up. You stand up. There's a big picnic basket right next to you. You don't see any of the villains other than Ionic. Down the street a little ways unconscious.
Someone slipped transmuter drugs before this mission. I just didn't see it.
Honestly, I think she's been hanging
wacky
out
right now.
I'm sorry, man. I thought it'd be cool.
I think she's been hanging out with Seth maybe a little bit too much, but family bonding.
Oh, is a super strong one in there?
Yep. I'm not sure. Is he actually super strong? Because I don't think he was actually super strong. He's just really tough.
He is strong, but not Superman strong.
Yeah.
Top of the order. Somebody drops from the sky.
I don't like this.
What?
There's also the sound of something crashing through the roof of the shoe repair shop.
Oh man, we were winning.
I just realized I don't have the icon assembler open for these guys' stats. Everybody else I had printed out. There he is. All right. So let me add their initiatives. Though they're getting a surprise round this round. Okay, 6 and 7. Descending order. All right. Seth, something comes crashing through the roof. like it's trying to go just dive down feet first into you.
That's rude.
Though it's not really you it's going after. Let me see how this works. All right. So it's the lower of the opponent's prowess or strength. Or the lower of the roller's prowess strength against the opponent's strength level. So Seth, I need you to give me a strength roll. As he is using the grab action. Versus the lower of his strength or prowess. Definitely prowess.
Oh, does he not have to hit me first?
No, this is basically the roll to hit the device, more or less. Or grab the
Gotcha.
device or whatever. He got an 11.
Yeah, I can't beat that. Not a chance. He got a massive success.
Yeah, well, he rolled a 5 on the dice plus his 6, so yeah. All right.
I tried.
So yeah, he dives down, just feet first. His feet strike the. You have just a fraction of a second to realize he's barefooted, though those are not human feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what does he look like?
Knocks the device out of your hand and just drives it into the floor. You hear it crack and shatter.
Oh.
And standing before you, one of the fellows that you saw in that news report, one of the what y'all have been calling the was it the Vassalette, whatever you were calling them.
Vassalettes.
Well, there goes our trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So why did they want to break that specifically?
That is a good question.
So the Seth was that Seth saying there goes our trophy?
Yeah.
The creature in front of you, nothing that we desire was ever yours.
Excuse me, cat.
Hang on just a second where I see which one that I put in front of you. I am Czar. Who are you, creature?
sorry for the language, but I'm Sathagua, the god of fuck, or the god of fuck you up.
I run inside to take my bathroom. There are
I would expect gods to be more intimidating.
two little light stars shining bright to see.
Well, that's
So gods have
disheartening.
fallen to hands much like these.
I'm probably about to.
Three little light stars who
Uh.
asked for more. Three little my chimneys, and then they're all full.
Good thing I got that extra determination point.
The one outside floats down with kind of a sneer on his face. Again, let me zoom into the mini to give people an idea what it looks like. I don't actually have any real artwork for these guys. I just have the STL file for the miniature I made of them. But I haven't actually printed them out and painted them up yet. So no nose, slightly pointed ears that are kind of further back and lower on the skull than a human's would be. They're wearing, kind of short trunks, or down about the knee, and they have acquired billowing capes. They didn't have that at the actual escape from the lab, I don't think. But though some of the later reports that y'all had heard about them pointed out that they had caped themselves up some kind of way. But he floats down. Stand down, humans. You interfere with our minions. Very muffled from inside the picnic basket. You're like, what? Oh, you hear Green Bear. What?
Did you two hire them?
Our concern is none of your concerns. I am Imperator.
Actually-
Who are you?
Well, what did he say his name was?
Imperator.
Imperator. Helios. May I ask you a couple questions first?
You may not. You may leave now and keep your life.
Oh, okay, you know what? Screw it. And I'm gonna kick the truck into him.
All right. That's
how you do it, brother.
That's going to be your coordination. The weight of the truck is not an issue. You're strong enough to do that. So
I am going to tap. Knows exactly how terrifying he can be to give myself a little bonus to hit.
okay.
Because I need it. Max roll.
All right. His court. Ooh, that's going to be rough. All
Yeah, our
let's see, he's
chances
got-
of.
Holy crap! Did I not give this guy aerial combat? That's an oversight. Oh well. He got an 8. So that's a major success. 7 points of damage. Minus his damage resistance. Give me a strength roll versus his strength.
12.
All right, he rolled a 12, so that's a tie. So he does not get knocked back. The truck just sort of shreds around him. You know, the main cab part would bounce off, but like the trailer part just sort of parts around him. So the back half of the trailer or box, whatever you call them, these kind of trucks, lands over here. Where the cab part and a little bit trailer behind it, lands over to this side with it. Basically bumps into that wall
Where's the shoes?
transmuter had put up. So I'm just going to
That's
delete
right,
the truck
man.
because it's just kind of in shreds.
Where's the toothbrush?
I guess it's a good thing they stole the truck because they're not going to get their deposit.
This is the
Yeah, I'll just
toothbrush.
make a squiggle mark over here so you know that's where the main cab is, the engine block and all that. So it's
Where's
if you need something else to pick up, that's a substantial enough piece to still be usable. looks annoyed. There's a little bit of blood, like it, but you know, kind of like somebody punched you in the mouth and you split your lip.
Here's the tree.
So they can be hurt at least.
And then it's the top of this order.
His shirt.
I guess technically we should have waited till Zach's turn for him to do that, but yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
We'll let Transmuter do her thing, and we'll just count that as Zach's or as Helios' action for the round.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, I lost my internet connection briefly, so I kind of missed the last few panels of action.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
I wrote it down.
Good job.
I'm Seth. I gotta fuck you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we cut outside. The other one talked very down to y'all about you messing with his minions. You heard Green Bear quietly inside the picnic basket kind of go, "What?" Like this is the first he's heard of this.
Sit in a chair.
I forget exactly what Zach said. The guy introduced himself as Imperator and told you he would let you leave with your lives. And then Zach kicked the truck at him.
I asked if we could ask him a few questions.
Oh, that was the thing, yeah. And he said no.
He was just totally rude about it.
Hey, he's kind of being an arrogant ass. Yeah. Clearly deserved having a truck bounce off his forehead. The truck clearly did some damage to him. Not a whole lot. He's floating there now, very annoyed.
And now we die.
No. 2 more sessions.
Good job.
I'm not going to kill you before the end of the session. End of the last session.
Where's his hand? Right.
If I ignited the gasoline in that truck,
This is
Well, there's not a truck left.
oh, that's the squiggly. I see.
The squiggly is like the cab part that's still kind of in one big chunk that you could still pick up and throw if you had such strength.
what's that?
I see.
What is it?
Well, I overheard. Wait, am I still at the? Oh, I haven't.
Puzzle piece.
Oh, this is the round that you're losing in action.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So there, yeah. So Helios would have kicked the truck, and then it is Czar's turn, who is the one inside with Seth,
That's right.
and he flies back through the hole he made in the roof. Oops, I had the drawing tool on. My bad. Ignore
What's
that
that?
line.
Is that a block?
So yeah, he crashes in, he crushes the device, he has that brief exchange with Seth, and then he just flies back out.
Good job.
And you hear him call out, "Brother, I have destroyed the device. Let us leave."
The bird. Good job.
Then it is Imperator's turn.
Is the baby doll.
Or did I get their names
This
backwards?
is baby.
Yeah, whatever.
This right here's a baby doll.
Imperator growls. And then he flies over, grabs what's left of the truck, and as he's gaining altitude, he turns around and hurls it.
This is the
Specifically at Helios,
Yeah.
but it's kind of an area thing. You know, it's big enough it may clip the rest of you, so everybody roll me a dodge.
good job. You
Or a
smart.
coordination, I should say. Versus his coordination.
Do I need to?
No,
oh,
you're
so
inside the
downstairs.
building, you're fine.
Where's the teddy bear? Show me
Need
the
to beat a
teddy-
9.
One of
That
us
is the
did.
teddy bear. Is there another bear? Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Helios and Puppet take a lick. That is 8 points of damage.
Oof. I'm down.
I'm down.
So you're both just under the truck now. It sends the picnic basket skittering away. And then the rest of his movement is spent. Him and the brother are both taken off. They can fly. Ooh, very much fast. So they are off the map. And we are most likely out of combat.
Cool. I will stand up and heal Helios.
There's a truck sitting on top of you.
Oh, right.
Transmuter, there's a truck, or what's left of a truck, sitting on top of two of your brothers.
Did we lose Transmuter?
Mike, can you hear us? I can see him.
I can hear you.
What are
Okay.
you doing?
Yes.
There is a truck sitting on top of your two brothers. Is there anything you'd like to do about that?
Yeah, if you can hear me, I'd like to dissolve that truck.
All right, truck goes away.
Look at your daughter.
How do my brothers look?
I stand up and I heal Helios.
I accidentally deleted
What
Puppet,
happened?
apparently.
Uh-oh.
You stuck?
I was trying to delete the
Be the
schools
first
off
time.
top of them, but my bad.
Hmm?
Not that we really need the map anymore, but anyway. Okay, make your roll for
you
healing
won't
Helios.
help. What about some tickles?
Helios, take 4 points of health and add them to yourself.
Ooh, and stamina never goes into the negative. It just hits 0,
It
right?
just hits 0.
Okay.
If you've taken a killing
Yeah.
attack that has dropped you like that, you may have to make strength rolls to start, or you start losing strength. But that's for
That's
very
right,
specific
that's right.
attacks.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck.
Alright, I gasp and just sort of get back up on my feet. Oh. We're gonna have to kill them, aren't we?
I think so. I'm going to gather the pieces of
Okay,
our
that's not a
broken
problem.
trophy.
I'm a quarter convinced that they're attempting to stop things that could open the gap. They have individual names, and they're not the Vasilif.
Where the picnic basket was sitting, there's now a hole in basically the street down into like the sewer or storm drain underneath.
Oh, so Green Bear got away.
When you look down the street here, there is a hole where Ionic was.
But we still have Ledger Jermaine, right?
Yes, he is still in there with Seth.
Alright. We can get some information out of him at least.
Well, I'm sorry, love.
Do you wait for the police?
Honestly, I'm fine with just taking him somewhere else without bothering with the police. Just like do a quick check to make sure no civvies are hurt, and then just bailing with Ledger Jermaine.
All right. Transmuter, do you undo, do you take your wall down and stop the building from being invisible on the inside or clear on the inside?
Yeah, I'll try to restore it as best I can.
Okay. Do you patch the busted window that people were getting into the shoe shop with? Or do you leave that busted out?
No, I'll leave it be. That's evidence.
Okay.
But I will dissolve all the the shields and the tower, the aluminum tower, all that stuff.
All right. So yeah, once you've gathered that up, Sharon flies by with the sedan. As you're porting up, you see somebody run across the street and start unlocking the door to get into the shoe shop.
Oh.
And as y'all are, as the teleportation effect is kicking in, he kind of waves as he runs by. And then you're in the sedan with Sharon taking off.
Was that the grandson?
Do you ask Sharon?
Yeah, I'd ask who's that guy?
That was Alton. That my friend that called about all this.
Oh, okay.
So
He'll probably, if I had to guess, he'll probably conceal the base as best he can. And then be there to report about to the police about the break-in. Of course, it makes the news. There were some people in the surrounding buildings that were recording the fight with their cell phones.
That's gonna be embarrassing.
I'll show her the broken pieces of the trophy, and I'll tell her, I think with some super glue we can fix it right back up.
Yeah, we'll get right on that. I don't recognize what that was, though the tech kind of looks familiar. Good job, Seth. I'm glad you grabbed that. That was a good idea. I'll let Alton know that we've got it. But if this is what they were interested in, then we'll try to figure out what it was. And let's see, it's 4:00. So yeah, y'all get back to base. One of you's got the tech skill, don't they?
That would be I.
Okay. If Helios would like to examine the pieces, you can give me a intelligence roll.
I would. That's a 12.
Let's see, this is not baseline human tech. So let's give it a difficulty of 5 plus a dice roll. You got a major success. You're pretty sure this, whatever it is, will never work again.
Hey guys, it's busted.
You don't know what kind of gas may have been inside the crystalline part where all the pieces were going, but you're pretty sure gluing this back together is not an option. You also think this was some kind of, maybe not spectrometer, but some sort of sensory device. When you mention that to Sharon, she shows you what the sensors on the sedan look like, and they're based off the flying saucer, and it looks like kind of the same tech, but whatever this is like way super more advanced.
Okay, so
like the sedan's a calculator, you're holding a computer.
Well, we've got the magician to maybe answer some questions for us.
Yeah.
You can't really tell more about that, about the device, unless maybe you went and looked at everything that it was plugged into. Crossing your fingers that Professor Possible had set it up where something was recording whatever it is this thing was sensing.
I would absolutely love to poke around in there and see about that.
Sharon will call Alton and try to set something up. And we'll go over what you find there next time. Leisure Domain wakes up during the flight, and he's cut, so I assume y'all bandaged him up.
Yeah.
He comes to, he's shackled or whatever, probably got a gag over his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Though I want to say with mages they have to speak and be able to do hand gestures, so one or the other would probably be enough. But anyway, he kind of wakes up.
So, nod yes or no. Did you know that the Vassalites were the ones who hired you? And I just hold up show him pictures of the guys.
He's like, and
But
he kind of holds one hand up next to his head like he's holding an old phone or something.
Over the phone? Okay. Do you have like the number you were contacted from, or was this like a burner or number you were contacted from, or was it just like a unknown private number? No, I'm gonna hand him my phone so he can type out his responses.
Okay, so you let you let him have one hand loose where he's okay.
Yeah.
He's very slow at texting.
It's fine. He's old.
He's not going to give you the number. Client confidentiality. Though he's pretty sure it was a burner, probably just a burner number that they were using. That's kind of how the underworld works these days.
Okay, so
Oh, and he asked you what the Vassalists are.
I showed him a picture of the two guys. Just from news reports and such.
And I guess he would put together what the Vassalists look like and these two. Okay. He does tell you he did not know that. Yeah, he didn't know they were who had hired him.
Well, it's either them or somebody who wanted the same exact device, but what are the odds? I mean,
He types
these
out
people...
Slim.
Question is like these two are very powerful. Why would they operate through human agents? No offense.
that's a good question.
Unless they're not actually as powerful as we think they are.
Leisure Domain types out misdirection? Question mark.
Maybe. Would you be willing to help us fight them? Not even directly, just lend assistance, and we will give you a free, I'm personally willing to give you a free pass and drop you off at a location if you're willing to back us up in some fashion at a later date against them.
He types out the other one, the Vasilev, from a year ago. He was trying to destroy the world, right?
We are currently unsure of what these two's motivations are, but between their sheer power level and their personality, I don't think they have good intents for the planet.
Yes, the first one was trying to destroy the planet.
He has no interest in fighting fellow villains. But if they're trying to destroy the world, that's a little far. He would certainly help to prevent that. He is rather fond of the world, despite its many flaws and the pedestrian nature of so many of its people.
I can respect that.
Yeah, if they just decide to take over a country, that's their business. Or steal stuff, that's not, something he's going to be willing to fight about.
Yeah.
The death of everybody, yeah, okay. He's a villain, he's not a psychopath. Or even a sociopath.
He's just a showman.
This guy gets it.
That's a shame because Reg was really wanting to have fun with this guy.
I'm not sure who Reg is. That might be more Green Bear's thing. And then
It's his...
Where is Green Bear and Ionic?
They bounced.
Oh, very good.
Was Green Bear powerful enough to punch through the ground into the sewers?
Not punch. He could have clawed his way through with that power of his, though.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure he didn't get stomped by one of those two.
No.
Oh, is Ionica your granddaughter or just a burgeoning talent in the industry?
Something of an apprentice. And that's all he says. Something of an apprentice.
Yeah.
Oh, also, just may I ask who trained you specifically? Who your teacher was?
He tells you, you know, not dropping specific names because he's not going to give all his secrets. But he traveled all over. He trained with magicians in England. He traveled to the mysterious Far East, up among the Tibetan mountains. You know, lots of the typical sort of magician origin from somebody from, you know, way back.
Specifically the magician guy I can't remember the name of that became a minion. Like the Vasilef, but I can't remember his name.
Oh,
The Reliquary?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He trained under the Reliquary.
He heard of the Reliquary when he was a child. The Reliquary disappeared at the end of World War II, and then showed back up when y'all ran into him in Season 2.
Okay.
Y'all ran into him in that other world where he was still trying to get home.
Not 100% sure, but would know that information. But just knows there was a magic user from our world
That's
that was
fair.
working with him. Let's make sure he's not connected.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the fact that he disappeared after the World War II and then showed back up much later, that's publicly available information at least. But yes, no, he tells you he'd heard of the Reliquary, but yeah, that guy was a Nazi. Yeah, would have been looking to train with him anyway. And besides, the stories say he used a lot of magic items. Not a real magician. You know, I use items sometimes. You know, my hat, my cape, but I don't have to have. Did anyone pick up my hat?
Oh, no, actually, is that
Oh, well.
going to be an issue?
No, it was just my favorite hat.
Okay. I didn't want it to unleash, like, the Night of the Lepus on top of all this.
No.
Sorry, man, my hands are full.
It's fine.
I can give you the name of my tailor. He makes hats on the side, and pretty good quality ones, too.
I'm not going to a tailor for a hat.
Do I
I'm going
have
to a
it?
hatter for a hat. I appreciate the offer, though. But he's looking at you like an uncultured Philistine. All right, so are you agreed to let him go?
If everyone else is.
What does the rest of the family think?
I'm fine with it.
How are we going to get in contact with him? When we need help?
I'm gonna give him my phone number. Or actually, no, I ask, like, is there a number we can reach you at reliably?
He reaches down into one of his pockets, pulls out a cell phone, you know, checks it to make sure it's still working after the hubbubaloo. And yeah, he pulls up a number and shows it to you. He's like, this is, of course, a burner phone, but, you know.
I save it to mine.
Reginald will sit
And then
on
he also
Seth's
brings up
shoulder.
an email address to some kind of deep web email service. You know, if the number stops working, drop a message here.
Reginald will leer at him like he really wants to eat him.
Sharon does not have a happy look on her face either, but she doesn't say anything during y'all's negotiation. But yeah, if y'all agree to it, then he's like, you know, yeah, if it's literally saving the world, contact me and I will help. And most likely my team.
Alright.
Just, and you know, you can just drop me off anywhere. I can get myself home.
Magic and all that.
Indeed. or Uber in a pinch.
All right. If everyone else is cool with it, we just drop him off wherever.
All right. Sharon just dips down low, ports him to the ground. I'll take off. Once he's off the plane, she looks back at you, Helios. Are you sure you can trust him?
He's an old school kind of guy, and you know what? I'm willing to take whatever potential allies we can get right now. And it's not like he was eating babies or anything.
She's like,
What was
no,
that noise?
Lizard Domain was never a psycho. He was definitely being truthful there. Just as a habit, don't trust villains just because they're kind of likable fellows.
Bigger picture,
Just a-
bigger picture, Sharon. Bigger picture.
I understand. But villains are often a superstitious, cowardly lot, so...
I mean, I'd hope he's superstitious. He's magic. He uses magic. That might be real.
Oh, it's real.
I mean, like the severest superstition.
Real annoying.
That.
Alright. So from there, y'all head back to base. And like I said, we'll probably start up next session with what you found out. Because once Alton's got the police stuff smoothed over, yeah, he'll be perfectly happy to let you come in and try to figure out what that was that got smashed up and if it was important or not. So until then, I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed running this session.
It was great.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I particularly like the villain. I'm very happy with how the villains turned out.
They were fun.
To be
They were
fair,
cool.
I've used them in another game, so I had a little bit of experience with them. But anybody that came by and watched, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come by and watch later. I hope we got all the sound this time. And we should be back in 2 weeks. I don't think there's anything weird going on holiday-wise. Be what, the 5th of February? Yeah, that should be a normal day.
Yeah.
So anyway, until then, again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me was Zach playing Helios,
Thank you for joining us.
Taylor playing Puppet,
See ya.
Curtis playing Seth,
Laters.
and Mike playing Transmuter.
Take care, everyone.
And we will see y'all next time.